What's up, Shadow Corner fam? It's your friendly neighborhood Fluffy Ninja, and this is the first day of Word for Thought. To give you a background on Word for Thought, it is a moment where we take the time to not just analyze, but we look at the stories that makes us. And as I told you in the previous video, earlier before Word for Thought, I'm giving you a peer into the people that are in my circle. Some people that either feed my soil or nourish it in any types of way. Here we have one of them here. Madam Red, how are you doing today?
I'm great, darling. How are you?
I'm good, fabulous. So, in this today's first episode, I just thought we'd freestyle it just a little bit. So, my first word for the whole series, it would be patience. Reason being why I say patience is because, again, a little bit of background for me. I was not always the person that was as patient because I wanted my stuff right then. Henceforth, why a couple of people at my job at the time, I used to work for Pizza Hut, they said that y'all are part of the popcorn generation. Y'all want everything quick, and you're not patient. You don't want to put in the time. And I was sitting there like, sir, you have to be able to separate the two. I work a lot. I don't see any of my friends. So when he said that to me, I was trying to figure out, do I act like that? Is that something that I want to carry on in my older years? So I started to try to develop what patience meant. Patience to me, it meant even though you're not getting what you want right now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come then. Even though you're not in the place that you want to be, it's not like it's not coming. So having the patience and being able to actually ground yourself in where you are and honoring the person that you are in this moment, then you can understand what that word means, how it's in. What do you think about that, the patience, having patience?
I agree with you, but the thing is, in certain situations, like, for me, example, I have to have patience when it comes to my attitude. Because if not, I'm liable to set it off and say some things to hurt people, not caring. But I grew to learn patience thanks to my 3 kids. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Okay. So if you had one word to give your younger self, something of a word of advice, like if you could say, hey, I would like to say, hey, God, I would like to go back to this time period because I want to talk to that girl. I always thought for me, like I would talk to the 60-year-old Ariel saying, there's nothing wrong with you being goofy. There's nothing wrong with you being big. There's nothing wrong with you need to love yourself where you are. And if the person that you're dating doesn't like you, then they're not the person that you need to be with. You don't have to relax your standards of how you were brought up just to suit the masses. You can literally be and say what you want, but in a respectable way. So, what would you say to her?
Because I didn't love myself back then. I let people run over me. I didn't know what love was. Like, to this day, I love myself. I love my kids. I love certain people. And I try not to let them get too close to me because at the end of the day, I don't want to get hurt and I don't want them hurting me or me hurting them. But if I can go back to my past self, I would tell them, learn how to love.
Okay. And I think that's a very important note to have because some of us do have that issue where it's like we use our past as a blueprint to what our future is trying to lead us to. And I find that weird sometimes. It's like it's like that old faithful, this is for the women, that old faithful bra that you know that never goes out of style. She is always there when the new bra decides to get on your nerves, but you know as soon as you put that on, the girls are up and we are good to go. So we're so used to that map that we don't realize that sometimes it needs updating. It needs some configuring. And it doesn't matter if that means you have to scratch out a couple things and erase a couple things. That's what it's there for. Your map and as well as your life can change. And just as well as love. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, because I came to learn how to love when I had my kids. As soon as I had my kids, that's when I realized I fell in love.
Okay. Do you believe the saying that if you have boys, it'll show you the first love that you never had, or?
I really do, because when I look at my kids, I see my dad in them.
Okay.
They have that funny, goofy, gangster mentality. You seen for yourself firsthand.
Oh yeah. I just they some little assholes, and they just don't care. Like just when they say children are honest, they mean that with a T. But so here's my next question as we're going forward with this. As you're going forward throughout this week, please remember that the people, number one, the people that you surround yourself with are the people that's going to either move forward with you for a certain point of time, a certain period, depending on the circumstances. But everybody's not here forever. So cherish those times, cherish those moments, honor them, and make sure that you are aware of where you stand personally when you have conversations, when you decide to speak from the heart and not from hurt, because there is a totally different thing. Any final remarks here?
Just be you. If you goofy, funny, or have somebody that's there for you, keep them in your circle.
Well, Shadow Corner, I know this is pretty long, but it was so worth it. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you, how much I love you guys, and that you've been rocking with me for this long. We're going to keep this going. Sometimes you're going to have me solo dolo. Other times you'll have wonderful guests like here. And just remember, every day that you're above ground is a good day. And understand that the person you were yesterday, they've already had their turn. It's time for the person you are today to get another crack at it. I'll see y'all on Friday, next Friday. See you later.